I had a very interesting thing to happen this week. And as much as I'm well aware that you shouldn't put too much stock into a one-time thing, it gave me an idea. Not a new idea, mind you. Again, I've had so many ideas fly across my brain that it's almost silly to think that one I come across is entirely new. The beauty of forgetfulness is that when those ideas do come back around, they still feel new. Like your car when you hit it with that new car scent stuff that I could inhale until I'm unwell. That makes sense, right? Of course it does. My analogies are gold. So, the idea I had was to start doing a little studio vlog. What a cutesy idea, ooh-woo. But listen, this is some multi-level marketing genius. I'm kidding, of course. I'm actually just desperate to keep myself motivated and somewhat on track. So, hear me out. Every week, I'm going to try to give a recap of neat things we did and any progress that was made in the studio. My studio. To clarify, coming up in the next few days will be a video about Battle I Made Studio, which is a collaborative project with some friends of mine. As the unqualified captain of that ship, I guess I'm in a position to share some of the fun things that are happening behind the scenes as we're getting it started. But yes, for my personal growth as a content creator in this little Dragon Foxy studio, these videos should hopefully one day show a history of what the growth curve has looked like. One of the things that's always intimidated me about becoming a content creator is having no idea what the journey would look like. My therapist finally beat it gently out of my head. The comparison is the path to success. But my logic brain, small though it may be, still wants information to utilize in determining what things seem to work and what things don't. My hope is that videos like these might help me get an idea of this. Not by comparing what I'm doing to what others are doing, but rather by comparing what I'm doing week by week to my own trial and error. Neat. So, let's begin. First, YouTube. I posted my first video a few days ago, October 5th to be exact. At the time of this writing, the 105 views and average duration of 420, ayo, surely bodes very well for my creative future. The truth is, I have no idea what to expect as far as metrics, and while I may reference them on occasion to appease that good old logic brain, I'm gonna make a conscious effort not to let them stress me out. If you want to learn more about YouTube metrics, there are a plethora of gimmicky sales pitch videos from people who are smarter, hotter, and have more money than me. Our focus isn't going to be on the metrics specifically, but on the greater trends over time that may illuminate things that work for our channel. And if I fail to evaluate any of that to a meaningful degree, so be it. We're still gonna have a neat history to look back on, or a story of how and why I failed. Woo! I wasn't expecting much follower gain from the last video. It was a long one, coming in at 28 minutes, and was mostly my desperate attempt to break the ice with making videos so that I would stop fearing the unknown and finding excuses to not do so. And by that measure, it was a success. I did get a few new followers, 4 to be exact. I started last week with 361, and now we're at 365 until you guys see this video and decide to unsub. Please don't. I appreciate each and every one of you who's decided to hit that subscribe button, and no pressure, but because I'm doing these vlogs now, I'm monitoring this in real time. Yay, YouTube! Twitch has been kind of my lowest priority lately due to the massive drop in viewers on the platform as a whole, and the shift in focus on some of my creative pursuits that are best done off screen. For reasons. We did do a small stream this week where we enjoyed reviewing cover songs by some very talented creators that you should definitely check out. We also played Spirit City while I tried to organize my downloads folder, and let me tell you, organization is not my strong suit. So I dropped that. Moving on. Let's talk about the fun thing this week. The thing that I mentioned. The thing that inspired me to start doing vlogs. Oh yes. If it isn't Bird App itself. X. This site is an absolute mess in the general sense, but as painful as it is, it's still one of the main sites that I've noticed using for finding artists and keeping up with their nonsense. I took a bit of a leap of faith and decided to do a sloppy, completely uncolored, a little sus and a little dark Jane Seth comic that I would drop in multiple parts and share over the course of a couple of days. To my shock, joy, and horror, this happened. Whoa! You know that feeling when you dream of the day you actually start to grow as a content creator? Not IRL, I swear to God. And you think that when that day comes, you'll be so excited that all of your efforts are finally paying off, that you'll be filled with a euphoria that will keep you motivated for the rest of eternity, and you'll live happily ever after. Amen? Okay, maybe I'm the only one that thought that, and I'm by no means disillusioned into thinking that I've somehow made it just because my channel did a little jumpy jump. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel very big to a newbie creator such as myself. In fact, it felt so big that I panicked. Yes, panicked. I finally see a surge in growth on one of my platforms, and I panicked. As a small creator, you learn to appreciate every engagement that you get. Every comment I can usually like and or respond to. It usually goes something like this. I'm minding my business, doing whatever unproductive crap I usually do on my phone. I see a notification pop up, I get the happies, I go check it, and appreciate my one new like or follow. But this was wild. Wild. And while my largest post during this time capped out at like 4.8k likes, I underestimated how intimidating it was to have the feed and notifications constantly rolling for a few days. Like, holy heck, dude. I can't even imagine how it is for creators who regularly get many times that amount, and I now fully understand the need to be able to detach from the notification flow and look away for a bit. I ended up calming down when I was able to pretend nothing was happening for a bit and then come back to a pleasantly surprising boost to my page. I didn't panic so badly that I shut down, so that's a good thing. And I learned a valuable lesson about how to handle it, should I ever be so lucky that it happens again. It was like a much larger scale version of the situation I ran into when my YouTube jumped from 80 to 350 during the week that I dropped my first almost decent song. It's interesting to see, and as much as I felt exhausted by the ordeal, I do hope that we see that sort of thing again. Maybe even on a bigger scale one day. The Patreon even welcomed a couple new free members, which I love to see. In all these things, my focus has been to relax and enjoy the actual content that I'm making, instead of trying to branch out into some untapped niche where I feel like I might actually have some sliver of success. I'm joining the highly saturated ranks of art and music content channels on the internet with the most basic of basic videos. But we are doing it our way, with our own twisted take, and it feels really nice. So, there you go. Short, sweet, kinda short, sorta sweet? I don't know. Close enough, right? We'll go ahead and wrap up our little vlog post there. It'll be fun to see what the next week brings. There may even be some music involved, but, you know, those who know me know how volatile those thoughts can be, so heh, we'll see. Anyway, until next time, catch you on the next wave chat. Later!